Dude, welcome to the studio, Wave Chapelle.
Man, I appreciate it, man. This is nice. I like it.
Introduce yourself for the people.
Yeah, man, I'm Wave Chapelle. Real name Radontae Ashford, you know what I mean? Born and raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, you know what I'm saying? I grew up on the north side of town, right between, lived between Villard and Hampton, so, very much from here, from the soil, born and raised.
And I know you're a rapper.
Yeah, I'm an artist, rapper, for sure, rapper. I don't run from that, I'm a rapper.
In a lot of your music, you often rep the north side. You're like, I'm a kid from the north side, I'm a dude from the north side, often. Why is that so important to you?
I just think it's, growing up, representation is important, you know what I mean? And I know for me, you know what I mean, when I was a kid growing up on the north side, I would see like bands and things like that from Wisconsin, like making it big, but I never saw like a rapper, you know what I mean, with my own eyes come from that side of town and be proud of it, like rep it. I've seen people move and gain success, which is cool too, but I just want to be very intentional, like I'm from here and I want other people to see it, not just kids, but like, other artists that's pursuing it, you know what I mean, to be like, okay, he's doing it, he's from here, we can do it too, you know what I mean? So very intentional about repping where I'm from.
Yeah, what do you think it is about Milwaukee? Because I feel like Milwaukee's slowly coming up in the music scene right now.
Yeah.
What do you think it is that makes Milwaukee unique and is giving it this momentum?
I think it's a couple things. I think we just possess a lot of things that people have never seen before. It's very untapped, you know what I mean? Like Milwaukee is like the hidden gem of the Midwest. So we got our own lingo, we got our own culture, our style of dress, you know what I mean? Our own experiences, you know what I'm saying, that the mainstream hasn't seen yet. And I think that now with like social media and all these things, I think the mainstream is getting a taste of it. You know what I'm saying? And so that's what makes it so unique, you know?
Because you've got millions of views on your songs, repping Milwaukee.
Yes.
How does that feel to know that people, not just in Milwaukee, you go on tours, you've played other shows, feel the music that you're putting out?
I think it's dope, man. I feel like, from an artist perspective, it feels good to be able to have all these people appreciate your story and where you come from. And then it's also a proud moment because, again, you get to come back home and everybody kind of, I don't want to say champions you, but, they're just excited for what you're doing for the city as well. So I think it works in those both ways.
And for people who haven't heard your music, how would you decide or describe your sound?
I always call it new wave hip hop, right? Because my style of lyricism or the way I approach rapping on the song is very skill based, you know what I mean? Which was kind of popular in like the early 2000s, you know what I mean? And I still kind of carry that with me, where it's like more skill and being witty and stuff. So that's like the hip hop, right? But it's still new wave because my production is fresh. You know what I mean? I'm still carrying it in a very fresh way where it don't feel dated. You know what I'm saying? So I call it new wave hip hop.
Because when you talk about your start in music, I know you got signed in 2013, 2014?
Yeah, man, 2013.
2013. Yeah. When did you start rapping before that, though?
I started rapping maybe like 2008, 2009, yeah.
Was that the kind of thing like around the lunch table with friends, just like fooling around?
Yeah, so it started in my granny basement. You know what I mean? Shout out my cousin Seven. He would always tell me, he's a little older than me, but he was like he's just like a culture like lightning rod. Like he was always hip to everything. And we'd be in the basement. He always play like these beats and stuff. And I rapped for him a couple times. He's like, nah, you cold for real. Like you different.
Yeah.
He's like, you different. I heard a lot of people rap, but you different. Like he's like, you should do that. And that put the confidence in me, the battery in my back, and then I started to rap at the lunch table. And I started battling like seniors at my high school. I went to Mesmer, so there's a lot of people who thought they could rap, and I just took off from there.
Yeah, what was that moment where you're like, wait, I think this could be something. Like, I think I could really pursue this.
So I was in a group called Be Right, and we won a Shepherd Express Award. I was like 16. I was a sophomore. And I never forget, we won the Shepherd Express Award for like best new group in Milwaukee or whatever. But just to have that plaque, I took the plaque to school that day. And all the teachers and everybody was like, whoa, like this for real? And it just let me know, like, if I'm good enough to do this, like here, like, you know what I mean? And like the excitement, the way people gravitate to what I'm doing, I was like, you know what I mean? I was like, I could definitely do this. Like I could pursue this for real, you know what I mean?
And then how has it been? Because you've been on this journey for, let's say, 12 years since 2013.
For sure.
What's it been like?
It's been dope. It's been don't get me wrong, it's a lot of ups and downs, you know what I mean? Like figuring it out. But I always say this, I feel like I'm on my like I've had like 3 different careers in one. You know what I mean? Like I've had this arc where I get signed, you know what I mean? I go mainstream, I meet all these people, I meet Drake, I meet, you know, you name it, Rick Ross, Yo Gotti, all these people. So that's one career. Then the second career is like the first year I went independent, which is like 2017. You know, learning this whole streaming era, distribution, all of this. So this is a whole era. And now moving back here to Milwaukee in like 2022, 2021, right after the pandemic. So this is a whole nother career. So the experience is just 3 separate careers. I feel like a new artist, but it's been dope. You know what I mean? Like, we've been crushing it.
What is something you're really proud of in these past, 12, 15 years that you were able to accomplish?
Again, one, just getting the deal, because that's a dream for all artists, right? To want to basically play in the NBA, you know what I mean? Getting that first contract. Meeting some of my favorite rappers, again, meeting Drake is crazy. You know what I mean? Being able to just be around him, see his process, how it works. To fast forward to now, to meeting somebody like Obama, having him shake my hand, look me in the eye and say, hey, we're proud of the work that you're doing. Just keep using your voice. Like, those words stick with me. Or even just being acknowledged by the Bucks, having the Bucks bring me on to the middle of the arena to perform, for this sold out crowd, you know what I mean, in the fourth quarter. Like, just those type of moments, they really stick with me and motivate me to, just stay at it.
It's not easy being an artist, especially when you go through, all right, I'm signed, but now I'm not on the label, now I'm doing independent, now I'm going back to Milwaukee. What's like a struggle you face as being an artist?
Yeah, man, definitely learning the learning curve from going from signed to being an independent artist, and also marketing that to your fan base, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times, with rap, we face this, you always have to be in this position of power or else you fail. Which, even though in reality that's not the facts, but the perception of it, right? So overcoming the perception of, you fell off, or whatever that the case may be, which I feel like fast forward now, I've been able to overcome it, but it was definitely challenging to kind of shift the fan base's mentality. Like, we're not this like label machine. I'm a very independent artist, you know what I mean? And very grassroots. So that was challenging. And then also just as an independent, learning how to compete at a high level, you know what I mean? Because you got the budget, you gotta market still, you gotta distribute the music. So even that in itself is a challenge, you know what I mean? And it's not easy, but we figure it out, you know what I mean? We're in the social media era, so we gotta put all these things together.
Well, because it's never been easier for anybody to put out a song, which is great, but it also means there's so much more competition.
Yes.
It's so much easier for people to put out good quality, and then you're like, man, the competition is stiff. There's really good people out here. But in your, the Black and White Pack, the newest project, because I saw one song, it's got over 100,000 plays already, right? Talk to me a little bit about the inspiration for that, what that means to you.
Yeah, man, the Black and White Pack is dope because, one, shout out Mana Beats, shout out Dakota G, those my frequent collaborators, and also like the brain trust to my career. But in 2021, I was basically starting over, right? And we did this thing where we did 53 songs in a year, 12 EPs, we called them packs. And so that momentum kind of is what kicked off this whole run. So we just wanted to kind of pay homage to that and do this Black and White Pack here in 2025. And we got a crazy vault of music. So we were just like, let's just pick the dopest songs, let's put them together. And the song you referenced is called Up For It. It's one of the standouts. And it's just like, I call it like champion sound. Like, it feels like you can hear it in the Super Bowl, you can hear it in the NBA championship. It's just this upbeat, motivational type of music. And yeah, man, it's just one of my favorites, and I'm appreciative of it, man.
So I ask this question to literally every single person that I do stories with, regardless of what their profession is, what industry they're in. As an artist, how do you stand out from everybody else when people from all across Wisconsin watch this, all across the country, world watch this, and they're like, who's this guy? There's a lot of artists out there. How do you stand out? What makes you different from the next person?
I think one where I'm from, you know what I mean? That off top, that like kind of just shortens the comparisons, where I'm from, but then also how I approach music, you know what I mean? I approach it from a different space than a lot of people that's where I'm from. And then lastly, I would say my topic matter, you know what I mean? I speak on very real things, which is, in music in general, it's hard to market when somebody's not necessarily a character. If you rapping and you're very authentic, you don't have this like there's like not this character. It could be challenging, but I take that challenge on, you know what I mean? And I'm an artist that walks the road that's less traveled, and I think people respect that from me. Like, that's what the fans love from me, that I'm not afraid to take that approach.
You said your sound is different from where you're from. Milwaukee right now, everybody knows it for its classic sound with the the claps.
Yep.
You listen to your music, it's not that at all.
Nah, not at all. And don't get me wrong, I love that sound. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the people who created that sound are my peers. You know what I mean? So I love it and I embrace it. I think I just grew up listening to what I was attracted to was like the Jay-Z's and stuff like that. And so, you know, I just paint with a different brush. We're all from the same area. We tell a lot of the same stories. It's just painted with a different brush.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's what helped me stand out though.
Yeah, because you see low end really popularized right now, and that's like a hard Milwaukee sound. Everybody's like, that's Milwaukee right there.
For sure.
Have you ever been tempted, like, oh, I think I should make a couple of those songs to, you know, capitalize on the momentum of this genre or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely dabbled in it just for the fun of it. You know, I like to challenge myself. I feel like I don't like to box myself in. I think I can make any style of music if I wanted to. So I've definitely, you know, shout out Steve the Stoner. We've done a song called Shake. That was that's that vibe. I've collaborated with Munch Lauren, who's like, to me, he's the creator really of that the claps and all of that.
Yeah.
You know, I've collaborated with him. So, you know, I dabble for sure, just for the culture, right? Because I'm from Milwaukee, right? So we got to have a little bit of that. But I like to stick to my guns too, you know what I mean? Just to be as authentic as possible.
It's your style. Like, if there's a blues guitarist, they're not necessarily going to switch to classical or whatever it might be, you know. Pop singer's not going to go do metal, whatever.
I like to compare it to Outkast, right? Like Outkast, they're from Atlanta. Atlanta is popular for their dances and the snap music and the turned up. But Outkast, their whole approach was very different. You know what I mean? And it coexists. So I think that's like my space here.
What will it take for Milwaukee to break through and be a city like LA, Houston, Atlanta, New York, the Bay, something like that? What will it take for Milwaukee to go to that next level?
I would say my opinion on that is I think that we're on our way, but one, we need more of it. We need more. And we need continuity. We need collaboration. I think more of us have to collab with each other. We have to put it together, you know what I mean? Because the more we do things together, the bigger this thing will be. So I think collaboration is important. And then also just sharing the knowledge. A lot of us do have the knowledge on how to navigate in the mainstream space. Not just artists, you know what I mean? There's producers, there's in the media space, there's photographers, there's fashion designers. We have all this knowledge and resource and know-how. We got to share that information with the other people that's trying to do this thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that way we create a network, right? And then once the network creates, then we blow out the water.
Yeah, so. It's utilizing each other's skills and fan bases and say, hey, we all rise together.
Yeah.
You know, and like, why not? You got a dope sound, you got a cool fan base, this person's really good at this, let's collaborate. Because it really takes like a village's effort. Yeah. Especially to compete with those huge cities that have these really like robust industries, especially because sometimes you get big. I mean, you kind of did, and then you leave.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. We got to keep it in house. We got to keep it in house. And I know it's cliche to say like gatekeep, but like we can't gatekeep. You know what I mean? It's simple as that. You know what I mean? We got to share the information. Because I go to Atlanta and I see all these guys in one studio working together. They're not even in the same camp, but they working together for the greater good of Atlanta. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I feel like we got to, as in Milwaukee, for us to take that next step, we got to embrace that.
What's the coolest performance you ever done?
Whew, that's tough. That's tough. I would say between, if I had to pick one, I would say between the third Bucks performance I did where Bango flipped over my head, and I also threw a lob off the backboard while rapping. So that was dope. I would say the Uzi performance where I just opened for Uzi. That was crazy because we basically turned a parking lot into a venue space, and then we had our own Summerfest basically just with me and Uzi. So that was dope. Yeah, those two really stand out. And I got one coming up that I think might top that.
Do you want to talk about that, or is that secret?
I'll say this: we working with the library on something really dope.
Dude, I love what the library does. They're so good at what they do.
Yeah.
They're cool. So I'm glad. I know you've collaborated with them in the past.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're doing more because the library is really cool.
Yeah, my son motivated me to do that. My son loves the library, so you know, in honor of my son, I'm gonna try to do something real dope with the library.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think is like the future of Wave Chapelle? Because you said that there's these like 3 different eras. You're in your 3rd era. Yeah. Not to mention, not to say this is a Taylor Swift thing, you know.
No, I feel that.
The eras tour. Yeah. But like, so what's the future hold for you then?
The future holds for me becoming the best rapper in the world on a national level.
Best rapper in the world on a national level. What does that mean?
Level. You know,
because wouldn't you want to be the best in the world, just period, or the best in the nation?
Oh
period?
yeah, well in the world, period, for sure. That makes sense. Yeah, the best in the world. Meaning, I want to compete with the Drakes, the Kendricks, the J. Coles. Like I want to compete with those guys. You know what I mean? I want. That's what drives me. You know what I mean? I need to get to that point. So that's what the future holds for me. And till then, everything before that is just another stepping stone, the building period. We in the building phase. You know what I mean? And I really got a good grasp on this independent thing now. So we want to build that up. We're gonna build the value up. We're gonna keep mixing it up with the fans. And we're gonna really take it there, you know what I mean?
And how do you do that though? Because there's other people who are gonna say the same thing as you. They're gonna say, I want to compete against the Jay-Z, the Drakes, the J. Coles, Big Sean, whatever it is. Yeah. Why are you different from the other people?
Well, not to be arrogant, but you gotta have the skill first. You gotta be able to rap at a high level. And, a lot of people just can't do that. But Wave can. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? So one, just continuing to rap at a high level, make quality music, continue to put the music out there. And then also, again, just continue to nurture the fan base, the supporters, galvanize that, and then just build the brand up, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I think with all that combined, you know what I mean, you get there.
You'll get there. I love that. And you got to have the belief in yourself, because if you don't believe you can do it, you'll never do it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you got to have that that confidence to say, like, no, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to keep on putting out my music, doing whatever I'm doing, and I'll get there. Yeah. What's like a dream concert or performance for you, or a venue?
Man, dream venue, dream concert. I would say something like a festival, maybe like a Coachella. Like Coachella would be crazy. Headline Coachella. Something to that effect, you know what I mean? I think that would be epic. I always see it in my head, man. Like, I've done Summerfest before, and I've done a couple different festivals like South by Southwest. Just that, just having this huge crowd just going crazy, you know what I mean, to all the songs. Like, I think that would be my dream performance, doing Coachella. That would be super dope.
What feeling, or what does it feel like when you are on stage, mic in hand, you got the crowd in front of you? How does that feel?
I would compare that feeling to whatever Michael Jordan was feeling when he pulled up against the Jazz and he double pumped in the air and hit that game winner. Whatever that, and then he did that joint. Whatever that feeling is,
I know exactly.
That's the exact feeling of being on stage in front of all them people with the mic in your hand, and you got all the hands in the air, and you just execute at a high level.
And that's why one of the reasons you love this.
Yeah, exactly.
It's that high, it's that thrill, seeing the people go crazy, and you love the art of it too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. The art of it, the energy of it, and then also what it does for people, man. Music is very healing, and I find as I'm getting older, I find that like people really hit me with these like testimonials on how some of the songs like really changed their mentality. Like a guy let me know from prison that he was listening to the music and he was like, man, some of your songs really got me through that. You know what I mean? Through that situation. So I think I'm realizing that I really have an effect on people in real time too. So I think all of that is what does it for me.
Let me go through these notes to make sure I got everything that I need.
For sure.
Let me ask you just a couple of fun Milwaukee questions.
Yeah.
What are some of your favorite like restaurants in the city?
My favorite restaurant. This is gonna be funny. My family gonna kill me because this restaurant, I love it to death, man. It's called Yaya's.
Okay.
It's Chinese food. The chicken mei fun with the double egg roll.
Yeah.
Listen, the egg rolls are jumbo. Fire.
Okay.
Fire. It's right on Hampton, right off Hampton, right across the street from the McDonald's, called Yaya's.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Listen, it's so good. If you're going for Chinese any night, go there.
Yaya's.
Yaya's.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite, like, if you're going to go out on a town or something, do you have a certain place you like in Milwaukee?
Ooh, yes. Do I want to give up the sauce? Yeah, I'll give up the sauce.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Man, why am I drawing a blank? I'm drawing a blank. All right, I'll say this: rice and roll is fire, right? You can't miss with rice and roll. Like, you know, if you out on the town, you got a date or something.
Yeah.
Go to rice and roll.
Okay.
You know what I mean? That's a win-win every time. Pizza Man is good. Pizza Man is fire. They got good wine. I ain't gonna give out the other one.
Okay, but I do want to ask this question because you said, that's a good date spot. What would be a go-to date spot for you? First date.
For Wave Chapelle?
For Wave Chapelle.
Or for any like a regular person?
Yeah, for Wave Chapelle, or if you wanna go, hey, if you want some, you want some advice.
All right, if I'm giving advice, I'm gonna say go to take her thrifting.
Okay.
Right, go thrift it. Show her how you can show off how fly you are. 9 times out of 10. You know, you could find a cool spot where both of y'all can, really get some cool pieces. Because thrifting not necessarily that expensive. You can find like cool stuff without spending too much, right? So go thrifting. Then you go to, maybe go to a park. If you early in the day, go to a park. There's a spot with a waterfall. I'm blanking on the name. Just type in waterfall. You'll find it. It's near Mayfair. And then go get some ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
This is wholesome, man.
Yeah, go get some ice cream.
Thrifting, a park, and ice cream.
Take her to Cops or take her to the spot with all the lights. What's the spot? Leon's. Leon's. There you go. Go to Leon's with all the lights. You feel me? The sun should be setting by then.
Wow. Oh, dude, with the sun's. All right, let me give you. This is my thing.
Yeah.
My go-to spot, and it's credit to my boy who put me onto this because it was his go-to spot.
Okay, bet.
So I was just like, all right, I'll steal your idea. Got to go to Boone and Crockett. Oh. Right on. Whoa, that was a reaction. Jeez. Wow.
You know about that. Oh yeah, no, I love Boone and Crockett.
I love Boone and Crockett. I've had multiple first dates there. It was also my last first date with my fiance. What's going on with you and Boone and Crockett, bro?
I love it there, man. I love it there. Shout out to the Coopers, man. Shout out my guy Jason. Shout out to the Cooperage. Shout out Boone and Crockett. It's a dope spot, man.
Because if you get to be in the summer, outside, the hone lit up on the water, that's a beautiful spot.
It is dope, man. The fact they got the bridge right there, they got the water. It is. It's a vibe, man. They got the fire outside if it's cold out. You know what I mean? Yeah.
When I told my now fiance, like, I might have taken a couple of girls to Boone and Crockett on our first date. And it was because my friend also took multiple girls.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's a good spot.
No, you're spot on though, bro. Like Boone and Crockett is hidden gem for sure.
Okay, what is like in the summer? What's something you always look forward to in Milwaukee?
Summertime, man. I look forward to hoop sessions at McGov Park. Gotta go at least once. You know what I mean? In the summertime, just to restore the feeling, you know what I mean? I look forward to going to the lake, you know what I mean? Because it's just, I think that experience is an experience that no city can provide. Not even in Chicago, really. Like when you go to the lake in Milwaukee, it's just such a vibe. It's warm out. You got the lake right in front of you. And man, I think just spending time outside, being able to spend time outside, whether you go into a concert, the outdoor bars. I think summertime in Milwaukee is just like peak living. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Growing up in San Francisco area, the weather's good all the time. And so it's like I never fully appreciated when it gets warm. You're just like, I want to be outside every single day. I want to go to this festival. I want to go do this. Like, I just want to go.
Right.
I really appreciated like warm weather and people being like, we want to make the most of this. Because before I was just like, I can do this whenever. You know
what I mean? Yeah. And here, like you said, here we don't get it too long.
Yeah.
Like we get a solid maybe 3 months to like really enjoy it. So everybody outside.
Yep.
Everybody outside.
When people watch this, what do you want them to know about Wave Chapelle?
I want them to know first that I'm a great father. You know what I mean? My son has changed everything for me. His name's Soul. And, that's first and foremost. I'm a father. I'm a man of morals and integrity. You dig what I'm saying? And then after that I'm an amazing rapper from the north side of Milwaukee, and you know, I'm just representing the town in the right way. You know what I mean? I'm doing all the right things. You know what I mean? And I'm very intentional with my art. So that's pretty much what I want people to take from it. You know what I mean? And that I'm somebody that they can really get behind and support and champion. You know what I'm saying?
The Black and White pack just came out.
Yeah.
I know you've got something cooking with the library, but is there anything else you want to promote? Be like, go stream this, go check this out. I got a show coming up. Anything along those lines? I would just say follow my socials. You know what I mean? Follow me Instagram, real Wave Chapelle, not the fake one. Wave Chapelle on Twitter, and because that's where all the details will be about the show. And like you said, just support the music. Black and White pack is out right now. You know what I mean? And even just find me on Spotify or Apple Music and just find what you love. I have a crazy catalog of music. You know what I mean? Over 13 albums. You know what I'm saying? So and I'm gonna keep at it. You know what I mean? This is nowhere near the end. This is just like a checkpoint. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So.
And one last question, I forgot about it.
Yeah.
Talk to me about the origin of the name Wave Chapelle.
Yeah, oh, for sure. It's pretty simple, you know what I mean? Also, Max B is finally free, you know what I mean? So shout out Max B, he's the original Wave. But like, I feel like people would always call me Wavy, you know what I mean? Like when I was in school, just style of dress, the way I rap, they'd be like, oh, you Wavy, even on the internet. So I kind of, that was like my moniker, like Wave. And then, you know, I was living with my cousins and we ain't had no cable, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm in high school living with my cousin, and we had these Dave Chappelle DVDs, and I'll never forget, man, we was just watching Dave Chappelle, like, you know, long hours of Dave Chappelle, and I was like, man, this dude is a genius. Like, I'm like Dave, Wave, and I was like, in this light bulb moment, like Chappelle, you know what I mean? That was like my marketing brain going off. And so I just put it together, you know what I mean? And the good thing about it is you either love it or you hate it, but it's gonna make you feel something.
Why do people hate it? Because do they say like you're ripping off Dave Chappelle or something?
Some people feel like it's corny, maybe. Some people really don't like Dave Chappelle. You know
yeah, that's a good point. Yep.
So they be like, you his little nephew or something, like, you know, people feel away. But I just like the fact that it's like the color red. Like you see it, you hear it, and you gotta feel something. It make you feel something.
That's a good answer. I like that. Bro, thank you. I appreciate you.
My dog, thank you.
Thank
appreciate
you.
you.